Whatever happens, don't leave it so soon. It's alright when it's okay.
I'm missing my panel because for some odd cosmic crossing of I don't know what the hell happened, but nobody could make it today. Nobody. DJ Change is overworking promotions at Hot 1015. So good luck to him with that. Hopefully he'll be back here next week. Is that going to be a Friday thing for him or what? You don't know? Okay.
Not sure.
So hopefully he'll be able to come back. Miss Money is having some work done at her apartment, and so she has to be there, so she couldn't make it today. Rachel, I don't know if you guys remember, it was the blonde that we had on a few weeks ago. She is sick and she can't talk, so she couldn't make it today. I have not heard back from Miss Actress, which has been on the show the past few weeks. And my special guest that I've been working on forever thought she could have made it about an hour ago, but she couldn't. So it's just me today. So what we're going to talk about is...
So we need.
Obviously. So what we're going to talk about today is women's slut factor. And what goes into it a little bit. Now, I pulled up some articles that I found this week. One was from the TBT, which is a little pinko communist rag that they try to peddle off on to 20-year-olds. And also, after that, we're going to talk about this thing. It's called the Furious Five, and this was from an old magazine, an old edition of What's Hot Tampa Bay. So here's the old, what is this, June or something? So this old Tampa Bay, What's Hot Tampa Bay magazine, and I was thumbing through it one day, and I found this neat little article where they have, it's called the Furious Five. You have 5 things in 5 sentences that really pisses you off about the opposite sex. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and run through that. And let's dive right on in to the slut factor. Now on MSN.com I found a link to an article, and it was this just in, I think it's a short blog post. And it's titled, "Are Women Easier Than Ever?" And this is what the article says. In the past, a man had to woo a lady in order to get some action. But a new study found that today, over 25% of women will sleep with a man within the first week of dating him, and that men do very little to get the kind of sexual gratification that used to cost them time and money. In fact, 30% of young men's relationships don't even involve an ounce of romance. No courting, no shade, no candles, just sex. And this is what the researchers have found. According to University of Texas Austin sociologist Mark Regnerus, I think that's how you say it, an uneven ratio between the sexes may contribute to this at U.S. colleges. 57% of the student body is women, leading the female gender to compete for men's affections. So basically, the women outnumber the men 60 to 40%. So for every 6 women, there's 4 guys. So they're starting to have to compete with each other to get the man's affections. In the real world, the imbalance continues, especially in cities like New York, where single women outnumber single men by more than 210,000. Now, I don't know what the significance of that number is, because New York is such a huge area in population. So that could be like, women outnumber men by 5%, which is quite different from 20. Such statistics make men quicker to have sex, slower to commitment, and just plain pickier. Ragnaris says. Whereas women seem to lower their standards for fear of ending up alone. Now, I've got a friend, and she's expressed this fear to me on a number of occasions, that she's going to end up an old maid. Now, she's 5'10", and so she won't date anybody shorter than her, so I'm out. But I tell her, hey, you'll be fine, quit worrying about it. But all of her friends are having babies, and so she's really freaking out about becoming an old maid. But it's not going to happen. So that kind of moves us into women are now, in order to get men, are lowering their standards. And so in order to do that, they have to sleep with the men a lot quicker. And so now it can turn into a numbers game. And so here's the question. What is the number that makes a woman a slut? Now, this article here is based off of this movie that came out last week, What's Your Number? Where Anna Faris plays this single girl. I guess she's about 30 years old, and she's about to pass boyfriend number 19 at the age of 30. So that's an average of 2 boyfriends a year since the age of 20. And a little less than 2 if you go back into high school. So I think that if a woman sits there and goes from man to man to man, and she has sex with him all the time, yeah, she's probably a slut. She's going to be classified as a slut. She's going to be classified as a slut, and she's going to be classified as easy. Now, for a guy that just wants to have sex, that's a good thing. But for a guy that wants a serious relationship, that's a nail in a coffin right there. So the women have to know what they want, which usually they don't, because a woman doesn't know what she wants until a man teaches her. So let's dive right into this article, though. What's Your Number? The new Anna Faris comedy is about a 30-something woman named Allie Darling who is fixated on the fact that she slept with 20 men. Whoop-de-doo. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, here's a quick synopsis. Allie, who has just lost her job and hit bottom, becomes obsessed with the significance of a woman's number. The number of men she has had sex with. After reading in a woman's magazine, there's a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem with female culture. Women's magazines. All these magazines do is make you women fear more of what's naturally going to happen to you. Whether it's aging, finding a guy, whatever. It's all a bunch of crap. Every time I look through these women's magazines, I look at these articles and I'm like, these articles are absolutely stupid. But they always appeal in an emotional way, and because women are emotional creatures, they get women to read them relentlessly. And they just kind of suck.
Facebook comment.
What? What do we got?
Someone said men don't know what they want until a woman teaches them. Men teach women the bigger issue.
Tell sweet Miss Virginia that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Although I have to admit, out of all the women that are out there, she kind of knows what she wants. So, she's got a number up on a lot of you ladies out there. Especially the ones that are out there going for the bad boy. Yeah, you keep doing that. And when you're 30 and you're actually ready to settle down for a nice guy, the nice guy over here is going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what we're going to do. Get out of here.
You know what? The reason why that is because I don't want to deal with all the drama you've created in your life from the age of 20 to 30. That's the God's honest truth. I don't want to deal with your BS.
I agree with that.
I don't. You created the situation. You tried to go for the bad boy because you wanted to change him, and use that as a statement about yourself or whatever because he was hot and you let him treat you like dog crap. And he destroyed your self-esteem. He destroyed your confidence. You think I want to date someone who doesn't have any confidence? Do you want to date someone who doesn't have any confidence? I don't think so.
Just because you broke your heart doesn't mean I have to suffer.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you, Dr. Lovestrange. Just because he broke your heart doesn't mean I have to suffer. So let's keep on going with the article here. What's Miss Virginia saying?
All right, hold on, let me go back. She hasn't said nothing yet. She's just saying women teach men the finer details of what they want, and that's I don't know about that, sweet Miss Virginia.
I kind of know what she's talking about, and yeah.
She also says, don't forget about the lesbians. Do those stats include unintentionally? That's what she.
What do you mean? What do you mean, sweet Miss Virginia? What you mean? Let me know when she replies. Okay. Okay, let's see. After reading a woman's magazine that women have slept with more than 20 guys are much less likely to get married. Proves my point I just talked about. I just bitched about it. These magazines scare women into doing idiotic shit. Just completely idiotic stuff. And here's one. After reading a woman's magazine, women who have slept with more than 20 guys are much less likely to get married. Oh, really? What are they talking about when they say 20 guys? Are we talking about a 40-year-old? Or are we talking about a 22-year-old? I mean, the time out in the field does make a difference. Because basically it boils down to the number of guys over a specified amount of time. If you're out there having sex with every guy, guess what? You're a slut. Or as we used to say in the military, you're the morale troop. You help boost the guy's morale. What's she saying? She saying anything?
No, not yet. This thing's acting up. But she hasn't said anything yet.
So let's continue with the article. As Entertainment Weekly's Lisa Schwartzbaum put it, whore is the kind of descriptor the creators of What's Your Number think is hilarious for women to apply to herself. One whose only scandal involves a head count of her sex partners. Lisa, please. You're a writer. This is. How did you? This sentence doesn't make any sense. You've added too many words. That's another thing. Women over-communicate. We'll get into that in another show, I think.
Oh.
According to sociology studies, a lot of women are still counting, and so are men. For the most part, the old stereotypes had some truth to them. The average American man has had more partners than the average American woman, and recent figures from the Centers for Disease Control show that men between the ages of 25 and 44 reported having slept with a median of 6 women, while women in the same age bracket said they've slept with 4 guys, I think it is. Hold up. Let me scroll up here. With a median of 4. And while more than 27% of men ages 25 to 44 have had sex with more than 15 women, only about 10% of their female peers have had sex with more than 15 men. Young women seem to want to keep their numbers lower, while men want to keep their numbers, or want their numbers to be higher. Now, I'm a guy, and I don't understand why men want to go out and have sex with a whole bunch of different women. I don't understand it.
I know.
I can understand the part about going and wanting to have sex, but if you get a girlfriend, you can have sex with your fucking girlfriend. This is a case of men being completely stupid. What are you raising your hand for?
No,
What?
No, I want to answer that question.
What?
Why men sleep with different
Go
women?
answer it.
Because they want to taste different flavors. They want to try something new.
They want to try something new.
Yes.
I just think it's foolish. I still think it's foolish. I don't care if they want to sit there and try something new. It's stupid. It's creating more problems in our society than the fact
Women like to try
of
something
an
new.
egocentric man trying to find the different flavors that are out there.
Women do the same thing.
There needs to be a sexual instruction booklet for men and women. It says this is what you need to do. If you don't do this, you're not fucking right.
Oh God. Do you agree with that?
And there's a whole lot of ladies out there that just lay down and do nothing like a dead damn fish. Put your hips into it, women. You gotta torque them hips. You got to. Any comments? What's going on?
Nope. No one's
All
commenting.
right. And that's kind of getting, I think, to Miss Sweet Miss Virginia's point. Was that, you know, the different women out there teach the men, you know, the finer things or whatever.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of it's kind of true because they do experience one thing. Like if you get a girl that sucks to come out of your dick, then you gonna want that for your next girlfriend. Yeah. Expect everyone to do that. It takes
Okay,
lots-
all right, let me go.
Go ahead.
As a 2001 study of college students in Britain published the Archives of Sexual Behavior, which titled, "Which Sexual Behaviors Constitute Having Sex?" Or which behaviors constitute having sex. And they showed that women, or compared with women, a greater percentage of men counted oral sex and manual sex as sex when tallying their partners. Yes, ladies. Yes. Presumably because they want to boost their number. No. If you're doing anything with our penis, it's something that involves sex. That's all there is to it. If you're touching our penis, if you're sucking on our penis, it's sex. Now, granted, it's not physical intercourse, but it's still sex. You're still being sexually intimate in a very vulnerable, physically vulnerable state with a man. That's all there is to it. Now, notice I said physical and not emotional. You might be emotionally involved. He may or may not be. Presumably because men want to boost their numbers, they keep the count high and they include the stuff that women don't. Of the 11 sexual acts in the study, researchers counted there was only one that women were more likely than men to count as sex, and that's anal sex. I don't understand that one. Anal sex is still sex. It's sex. How could men not count that as sex? I don't understand that. Like I said, the criteria is their dick is getting massaged. You don't agree with that?
No, I shake my head.
The results of this study jibed with the previous studies that also found that men counted a greater number of behaviors as sex than women did. While women are concerned about their numbers getting too high, they also don't want their numbers to be too low, lest they be seen as prudes. Now, there's an interesting dichotomy. They don't want their number high, and they don't want it to be nothing at all. Because men have gotten used to the fact that they can have sex with women. So therefore, if a girl who has not had sex wants a guy, she may have to lie about having sex before this guy. Instead of being proud of her virginity. And treating it with a high degree of value. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm older. But I think that a woman not going out and having a whole bunch of sex is actually a good thing. And even waiting. And if you want good sex, there are plenty of books out there. Go get them. I think men need to be more honest with women. That's another thing.
I agree.
Men will sit there and have sex with a girl and find out that she's a dead fish, just lays there, and he's like, oh, screw that, I don't want to go back to her. It's whatever. And so she doesn't know that she's supposed to be doing something more in sex, which she should figure out. Because it might not be as good for her if she doesn't get involved. See, women, you got to get involved when you're having sex. The men are way involved in sex because that's what we know we have to do. And remember, just because he came doesn't mean you made him come. So, Lisa Wade, the assistant professor of sociology at Occidental College, Occidental College? What the? Says that a lot of women she's talked to deliberately lost their virginity before going to college because they didn't want to be viewed as unsophisticated. This is the problem with colleges. Do you know, Mr. Nice Guy, back there behind the board, do you know which school in this country has one of the highest rates of STDs?
Which school?
Which school?
I have no idea.
Which university?
University? I have no clue. Too many. I have no idea.
When I came back from the military, it was the University of South Florida, right here in Tampa.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was going to guess that.
Of course it would be USF.
Kathleen Boggle, the author of Hooking Up, Sex, Dating, and Relationships on Campus, and assistant professor, what are you smiling about over there, of sociology and criminal justice at La Salle University, says she's often heard the rule of fingers from her female students. You should be able to count the number of partners you've had on both hands. So they kind of doubled the number, I guess, for this movie because she's 30, which gives her 2 partners a year since the age of 20. Or a partner and a half a year since the age of 15. This is the sexuality playbook the women in What Your Number seem to be using. In one scene, Allie's concerned that her number is crazy high and asks her sister, a bride-to-be, and her sister's bridesmaids how many men they've slept with, and their numbers ranges from single digits to a high of 13. Only Allie, who at this point has had sex with 19 people, and Sheila, the woman who's had sex with 13 guys, are considered slutty by the rest of the crew. What?
We got a Twitter comment.
What?
Someone says that men can be called sluts, can be called out slut or whore or whatever. And that was by Miss Money.
Well, yeah, Miss Money, I mean, they can, but the thing is, you women will still sleep with the motherfucker. That's the problem. Oh, he's a man whore. Oh, he's a man slut. You're still gonna go suck his dick. That's the problem. Whereas a guy, oh, she's a slut, he may still want to have sex with her, but there's a whole lot of guys out there that says, I don't want to have sex with her because I don't know who the hell I'm having sex with. You're looking at a concerned individual about that right here. So, I mean, that's the God's honest truth right there.
Okay, next one. Soon as Virginia, she couldn't. She was having technical difficulties, so she couldn't answer. So
Oh, okay.
it was. She says, I meant that the study that shows women outnumber men on campuses. Does that take into account that female sexual preference? And by the way, nice way to kiss my butt.
What, sweet Miss Virginia? What is it with you these past few weeks?
And well, so that's the. And she says, well, that's social brainwashing. We are taught that men who screws around are seasoned.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, it's social brainwashing, and that's part of what these stupid magazines are all about. Social brainwashing women to be stupid. But that's a whole other issue, anyway. Where am I at here? Allie is okay. They're considered slutty by the rest of the clue. Unlike Allie, though, women don't always feel bad about themselves when their numbers are high, particularly if they have supportive friends. A 2011 study in the Journal of Sex Research looked at the sexual activity of teenage girls and at whether these girls perceived a sexual double standard. What?
Okay, she responds, I also think if she doesn't carry herself in the wrong way, she should be accepted and not judged.
What do you mean carried herself in the wrong way? Read that to me again.
I also think if she doesn't carry herself in the wrong way, she should be accepted and not judged about the number of women she slept with. Okay, two more. Let me check this another tweet. Oh, you can tweet us at T Truth Show, folks.
Oh yes, our Twitter account is T Truth Show.
Yes,
T Truth Show. So at T Truth Show, you can tweet with us right now online. I got my social media guy, Dr. Love Strange, is his new promotion. He's over there working the social media.
Yep.
And you can ask him any questions and he'll bring them to me. So we got Tweeter. We got Tweeter. We got Twitter and we got Facebook, and keep the comments coming, folks.
Hate that double standard bullshit. That's our next response.
What double standard bullshit? Oh, you mean like me judging women on how many they've slept with?
Yes.
Well, see, Miss Money, it's not really a double standard with me because I think that men who sleep with a lot of women are fucking morons. And they're probably going to end up getting a sexual disease. And then these idiots who prey on idiotic women who will have sex with them, knowing how many women they've had sex with, they end up getting the diseases too. And it reduces my chance all around. So, trust me, it's not a double standard with me. I kind of agree with you. These guys are freaking idiots. What I don't agree with is women that still have sex with these idiots. That's all I got to say. I mean, So, back to the article. According to a study, young women who reported a high number of sex partners did not typically develop a narrative about being unpopular or stigmatized. A desire for more friends, feelings of loneliness, or low self-worth. Instead, researchers found that adolescents often referenced the behavior of friends within their own networks. These social networks served as a source of reference and influence and a form of social support and buffer against... Oh, I just lost it. What the hell just happened? Oh. TBT, your interface absolutely sucks. Oh, man. What page was that on?
Oh. No,
What happened? What happened?
The interface, it's got like an interactive interface here where you actually
I don't want to
do a
interact.
PDF version of the paper here.
Oh, question for you, Joe.
Just show me the article.
It's on TBT. Oh, here we go.
Another comment from Facebook from Miss Virginia saying that because idiots sleeping with each other is all the woman's fault.
Huh?
She said, because idiots sleeping with each other is all the woman's fault.
Oh no. No, no, no.
You don't have to read that.
See, sweet Miss Virginia. Part of the purpose of this show is that women are being told in media today that it's not their fault, it's not their responsibility. Bullshit. It's a 50-50 equation. This show is basically equal time. Now, don't get me wrong. You just heard me bitch about the idiots that sit there and do this to women and fuck the whole thing up. And it's true. That's what they do. They do have a part of the responsibility. However, women need to be grown-ass women and take responsibility for their own actions, for their own sexual pleasure, for all of it. They have to carry responsibility too. They cannot sit there and continue to pass everything off on the guy and then sit there and call us guys evil and all the sort of crap that we get inundated with in the media. And I'm going to get to that when we talk about the Furious 5 from the TBT article. So I'm going to continue here. Okay, where is he? This stupid interface. TBT, your interface fucking sucks. A form of social support is and as a buffer against negative attribute. This interface, this fucking interface. Oh! A negative buffer and associated with their own behavior. In other words, if Allie had more friends like Sheila, who was completely proud of the fact that she had bedded 13 dudes, she probably wouldn't have put so much stock in a slut-shaming magazine article. Exactly. Women put too much stock in those stupid articles. There is some hope that the future generations of women might be able to... This stupid interface. Go even further than Sheila, shedding the antiquated notion that women's number matters at all. Bogle points out that because women today are not only having sex as teens, but also getting married later, their number of lifetime sexual partners is higher in younger cohorts than in older cohorts. The average woman loses her virginity at the age of 16, Bogle notes, while in Massachusetts, where what's your number takes place, she gets married at 28. So women are single and sexually active for longer, their numbers will naturally rise. Of course, that's why I said this whole 20, a hard and fixed number is difficult. You got to do that over time. If you're sitting there sleeping with 5 different guys over the course of 6 months, if you're going about a guy a month, guess what? No, you're a slut. Actually, you're probably a super slut at that point.
Oh, damn.
You're that club girl. Ha ha ha.
Club girl.
There it goes again. There it goes, man. Okay. Let's finish this up. So as women are single and sexually active for a longer number, okay, their numbers will naturally rise. Think about it. Allie is in her 30s in this movie and lost her virginity in her teens. By my calculation, she's had an average of 1.4 partners a year. That is hardly whore territory. Friggin' Perhaps it's a good sign that what's your number is flopping at the box office. Maybe women in their 20s and 30s are aspiring to be more positive, to have a more positive attitude towards their own sexuality, and have decided that the movie isn't worth wasting on the characters who falls into the same old tired traps. Now, I'm also a movie guy, and the way that this article ended was shameless, just shameless journalism, because that is how movies are made, you idiot. Movies are made with stereotypes in mind. Sorry. If you want to go see an art house film, go pay the extra money and go get it. If you want to watch a regular film that's in the movie theaters for date night, guess what? They're going to deal in stereotypes. So, that's about all we got for the slut stuff. Let's go on and move over to the Furious 5. We got any more comments? What's going on?
Sweet Virginia said that it's interesting because women has always been told that it's their responsibility, but I agree it is the nature of a beast and women need to pull in. In other words, she agrees with you.
Well, for Sweet Miss Virginia, she's got very classy parents.
They're still together?
Yes.
That's what it is. If your parent, if they people that live in a household, but the parents are still together, will always defend it like marriage still does work. Unlike people like me, who weren't in a 2-parent household, always question it.
So, here we go. The Furious 5. Let's start with Eve, even though she's in the second half of the article. We got Adam and Eve here. And this is Adam versus Eve, the Furious 5. Eve. Things that really, that's 3 reallys, annoy me about men. Number 1, manly men. Why do you feel the need to do things just because that's how you think real men should act? Getting drunk and obnoxious and doing shots in bars every weekend? And when did playing a game of golf become a drunk fest for dirty old men? Is it necessary to drink lots of Budweiser and talk about naked women for 36 holes of golf? Don't you all have something better to talk about, like business or, dare I say, family? Eve, you are a mind-numb, stupid, brainless twit.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
First off,
Took my words out of my mouth.
we don't consider getting drunk and obnoxious and doing shots in bars every weekend to be manly. We consider it to be fun.
Hello.
Big difference.
Yeah.
So, keep holding on to that non sequitur and remain stupid.
Sounds like someone that doesn't have a life.
No. No, it sounds like she's stupid. And here's the next sentence. And when did playing a game of golf become a drunk fest for dirty old men?
What?
Golf is our fun time. Now, notice, getting drunk and obnoxious and doing shots in the bars, I called it fun time. Now, playing a game of golf and it becoming a drunk fest, guess what they're drinking? They're having fun. It's guys. That's what we like to do when we have fun. It's not about being manly. It's about having friggin' fun.
Not going to the club every week.
And your stuffy ass obviously doesn't like to drink. So guess what? These guys are going to go drink without you because you're stuffy and boring. For dirty old men. What do you mean? What do you mean, dirty? Is it necessary to drink lots of Budweiser and talk about naked women for 36 holes? I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you think that. Because we don't. Do we talk about naked women occasionally? Yeah, we do. But we don't do it for a whole 36 holes of golf, you brainless twit. Don't you all have something better to talk about, like business? Yes, we do talk about business on the golf course. Or dare I say family? Yes, that comes up too. Believe it or not. And that's why I'm calling you a stupid, brainless twit. Because it's bullshit. Everything that you put in your 5 little things is BS. Oh, here we go. Number 2. We're about to see Eve's intelligent. What's the descriptor I'm grasping for here? Her intellectual might. You guys have become modern day Houdinis, pulling the great escape when you get cold feet or find something better. Do you realize what you just said? There's something else better, Eve. You ain't cutting it. And what do you want us to do? Stick around and be miserable with you because you're a stupid, mindless twit? Screw that. I'm going to move on to something better. I'm cutting you. That's all there is to it. Men seem to disappear with no notice or anything. Instead of giving us women the courtesy of an exit interview, an exit interview?
Exit.
An exit interview.
Exit. What's up with this closure?
See, here's the problem with you women. You women need closure.
What's up with the closure?
We men don't. And also, that brings me up to the communication issue. I want to dabble into it a little bit here. I think I talked about it before.
Yeah.
Men are more efficient at communicating than women. We use half of the brain power, and yet we're still able to communicate. We do so, when we communicate verbally, we do it very directly. That's number one. You women have developed an inefficient way of dealing with verbal communication. And so you've got all these wandering paths through the forest of what you say and mean. It's all different shit. Whereas men, we ain't got time for that. We need to do other things. So when we're doing our other things, we develop our own sense of communication. We tend to learn how to read body language and stuff like that. So you women can sit there and think you're better at communication, but you might use more brain power for communication, but let me tell you, men use half the brain power, and therefore we're efficient at it. So quit sitting there and saying that we don't know how to communicate. We do know how to communicate. You are just inefficient at communicating with us. You overcomplicate communication. Oh, here we go. Instead of giving us the courtesy of an exit interview, read closure. You're all too... Look at that. Instead of letting us have closure, that's all you had to say. Instead of giving us women the courtesy of an exit interview. Inefficient. You're all too chicken to just tell someone the chemistry isn't there or that you met someone else. Instead, you go missing in action. No text, no call, no nothing. And you leave us wondering what the hell happened. It's okay. We are big girls. We can handle it. No, he's seen you get upset and you can't handle it. And he doesn't want to deal with it anymore. He doesn't want to deal with your BS. Sorry. Number 3. I hate when I see men with their hair, with no hair on their entire body. It actually repulses me. No hair. No hair. That's a good one. I want to find out what the women out there think about hair on men. And I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about
all over
the chest.
They rather prefer like the chest,
the happy area, the legs, the arms, the back.
The back is like a no-no for them.
I can understand the back. The back's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It actually, okay, she says, I hate it when I see men with no hair on their entire body. It actually repulses me. And by no hair, I mean men who shave their entire body. I like a guy who does not overly manscape. We don't want to feel as if we're being bushwhacked through your chest hair, or we have to bushwhack through your chest hair. I wouldn't mention other places, but I'm a lady, for crying out loud. What do you mean? Oh, you mean you're a lady? However, we really don't want to wonder how many times a week you shave or wax from head to toe just so you can look like Hans or Franz. If I remember correctly, I think Hans and Franz were hairy. I'm just saying. Oh, here, we finally got a short one, number 4. Is it really that cool to spit in public? To spit out the car window? Do you know who spits in public? 4th graders. Have some class. Actually, I learned this when I can't remember if I was in middle school or if I was in high school, but this bus driver told us. Miss Shaver. This bus driver was funny. She said that spitting is an immature mating call among primates. And ever since then, I've always remembered it, and I've always thought that it's funny. So she actually does have a good point here, guys. What the fuck?
Oh shit!
What?
Someone commented BS cough cough.
What BS cough cough?
Wait a second, let me see what she said.
What?
Just because you use less doesn't mean that is better. If a man or a woman doesn't get their
No. You see, Sweet Mr. G, you misunderstand me. I didn't say better. I said more efficient. Communication is still communication. And I proved it right here. I mean, this girl, all she had said, instead of giving us closure, she used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more words than she needed. That is not efficient.
And she also said, if a man or a woman doesn't get their point across, then you're a bad communicator. Period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And what I love hairless men. It depends. If he doesn't have two full manscape, but he has to be clean.
Yeah, there you go. See, and I think that's what she said here. She wants a little bit of manscaping, but she doesn't want to overly do it. You know, I mean, she doesn't want a totally hairless guy. However, us guys, we kind of want a totally hairless woman.
Same difference. You're splitting hairs.
Same difference.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Last but not least, put the toilet seat down. Ask for directions. Don't pop your shirt collar. The Valley High days are over. AC Slater. Or the Valley High days are over, AC Slater. Lose the white pointy shoes. They never really looked that good in the first place. And stop posting pictures of you shirtless on your Facebook page. You know why we post pictures of us shirtless on Facebook? Because they work.
They love it.
Because they work.
They love it.
So let's break these down a little bit here. Put the toilet seat down. Take some responsibility for your ass falling in the toilet seat and put it down yourself. We do. Whenever we go to the bathroom, we check to make sure that our ass isn't going to fall into that water. Okay? You guys need to do the same. It's not that difficult. Us stupid men can do it. Ask for directions. I normally don't have any problem asking for directions because I don't like getting lost. Don't pop your shirt collar. I don't know what that's about. The white pointy shoes. Yeah, I'm looking at this one picture. They look kind of gay. And that's about it. So do you guys want to hear, you want to finish up with the guys, what the guys have to say? Yeah?
So what the guys got to say? Yeah.
5 things in 5 sentences that really piss us off about the opposite sex. One thing that really annoys me about women is speed. We are fast. We get ready fast. We eat fast. We get in and out of our car fast. We pee fast. We don't take forever to orgasm. You need to notify women a day in advance if you're going out so they can begin the process of getting ready. Ordering and eating a meal at a restaurant is an entire exercise in patience. And we are out of the car halfway to the store before you've undone your seatbelt. Yeah, ladies. Pick up the pace. Attention to cleanliness is something women need to chill out on. Men will eat a taco that accidentally fell on the floor without second thought. What men? I think they found someone almost as dumb as Eve. Girls take 3 showers a day. We can wear the same shirt 2, sometimes 3 days a week. Women can't. Shit. Adam, you are an idiot. The reason why men can wear the same shirt 3 is because our sense of smell isn't as highly developed as a woman's sense of smell. Scientifically proven. I saw some PBS show on it my parents were watching one day. Was watching it with them. I mean, you're dummy, Adam. You're dumb. Revenge is something that women have really cornered the market on. Piss men off, and we're mad for a day. We don't care if we see you again. Piss a woman off, and 2 hours later, she's carefully calculated an extensive plan of attack with a half a dozen of her best friends to be coordinated by her mother in order to achieve the highest degree of retribution. And you don't fight fair. You can't bring up a list of things from the past and turn one argument into a lifetime's worth of wrongdoings. Ladies, go ahead and try that shit with me. I will not let you get away with it. I will not. I will call you on it.
What do you do? What's that?
Number 4, which I've talked about. You've totally wrecked all media. Desperate Housewives, The View, Us Weekly, and Water for Elephants. The chickification of our society. It's extended so far that it's gone into one of the last bastions of male bonding. Football. This week was Breast Cancer Awareness Week. Save the Tatas, or whatever you want to call it. I've got nothing against Save the Tatas. I love titties. I'm not necessarily a titty man like I used to be when I was a teenager. I don't care if they're big or small. It's what they're whatever. But why is the NFL having pink themed accessories to uniforms in the games? I don't want to watch a chickification of my football.
Oh, damn.
I want to watch the Bucks play football and beat whoever they're playing, and I don't want to. I don't want to. Oh, what the hell's the pink about? And then have to be told about fucking breast cancer awareness. I know about breast cancer awareness. I've got a mother. I've got a sister. My mother's got the Save the Tatas ribbon on her car. I know.
Well, the reason they didn't do it is some of those guys have lost a loved one, mother, sister, wife. So they're,
I think my
remembering
grandmother.
their name.
My grandmother I never met. She died years before I was born. I think she died of breast cancer. It might have been breast cancer, or it could have been colon. I can't remember.
Well, it's
Either
raising
colon cancer or
awareness
breast
for
cancer.
women to go get checked out so
Yes.
it can be prevented. That's why they do it.
Who watches football? Do women watch football?
Yes.
If their man does, so does she.
There's a few women that watch football. Really?
There's only one person I know. There's only one female I know that will watch football because she loves it.
Daddy,
Julia.
she's one of them, but there's other girls that love football.
Riddles and games. 99% of all arguments between the sexes would not exist if you damn women would just say what you mean. Remember what I said about communicating efficiently, getting to the point, making sure everything's clear? For crying out loud, we're not psychic. We're not as intuitive as you would believe us to be, and we really don't have a guide to reading your moods or body language. Now here's another issue, because remember I said men are good at reading body language. Guess what that means? There's a caveat to that. It's not us reading women's body language. It's us reading other men's body language. We have our own way of communicating with other men. Say what you mean and mean what you say and get to the fucking point already. Of course, they have the F word kind of scribbled out and whatnot. So there you have it, folks. That's the terrible truth. Adam, almost as dumb as Eve, but not quite. He does bring up some good points. Eve, on the other hand, what can I say? She's a mindless twit. Probably reads U.S. Weekly or watches The View or something.
Magazines. God damn.
Yeah, check out. I look at the magazine. The other thing I look at those girly magazines, I want to see the female cover.
Yeah, that's why I read them.
And then I'll read like some of the titles.
Yeah.
Like 40 ways to
please your man.
To please your man.
Yep.
Or his secret erogenous zone or whatever.
All that bullshit.
No, yeah, it's called Our Penis.
The articles are bullshit.
Yeah. 40 moves that'll drive him wild. Touch our penis. Touch it 40 times.
4 ways to get a man or read his body language. God damn it.
I mean,
brainless. Those Cosmos, those.
As a matter of fact, I'm lifting these jokes from Ron White. As a matter of fact, why don't you just put your mouth on his dick and see if things don't just work out for the both of you? I mean, come on. Anyway, folks, that's the terrible truth. Until next week, hopefully I'll have my panel back. So, it'll be a good show. And I'm still working on getting our stimulus package, girls. Be sure to catch their show on Wednesdays. Also, if you're into technology and computers or anything like that and you want to know what's going on in the world, the Internet Chronicles. It's all about the internet and technology and all that good stuff. So, until next week, we're out.
Shine so good to you. Whatever happens, don't leave it so soon. It's alright when it's okay. Yeah, you never listen to what anybody else says. Such a stubborn one, I think I'm in love with you. Come on, you're such a sweet little honey.